My name is Issac Ngunjiri, and what else should I say?
Tell us everything.
I'm married to one girl, father of one.
Oh, that's
And
amazing. A girl?
yeah, a girl.
Ooh,
My mom.
I know you're liking the voice. Yes, the voice is not the accent. Kutoa nyoka pangoni. Ndio hii. Look no further. You have it.
But he's not single.
No, sorry. Such a bummer. No.
Wow, and what? I'm a cancer victim.
Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing fine. It is us back here with an interesting episode. And as you all know, it's your girl Margaret Wangi, and this is the Max or Karibuni Sana, and I'm with none other than my co-host.
Hi everybody. I'm Saisa Monga. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're finding a way to keep warm, to be excited, to love life. This is I'm talking about cancer, the Cancer Awareness Month, right?
Yeah.
It's a Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
And we have a guest who is going to tell us more about not just the disease, but going through it and making it out and seeing the victory of what God can do. So without any further ado, drum roll. You have excitement to this episode. Oh, we forgot to mention we are doing this episode at the Brackenhurst and we're having some warm drinks.
Yeah.
So thanks to Brackenhurst for hosting us and allowing us to do this episode.
Oh, yes.
So Isaac,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
Introduce yourself.
Wow, my name is Issac Ngunjiri, and what else should I say?
Tell us everything.
I'm married to one girl, father of one.
Oh, that's
And
amazing. A girl?
yeah, a girl.
Ooh.
And, I'm a cancer victim.
Amen.
Yeah, that's basically who I am. I'm a communication specialist,
Okay.
currently working for a bank in Kenya.
Oh, that's good.
And,
Thank you for coming to Mabassz channel and Samunga's channel. We really truly appreciate. And so let's get into it. How did it all begin?
Wow, I've been born and brought up in Nyeri
Okay.
and schooled in Nyeri, primary, high school. No, Nyeri.
Oh, Nyeri town.
Nyeri town, pale Nyeri Baptist.
Ndio atelele.
What
Chukari, chai. Yeah, and so came to Nairobi in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first time living in Nairobi. Hizi times zingine ni kuja kutembelea auntie wa Nairobi and you go back.
So you grew up in Nyeri.
Yes.
Were you a firstborn, a lastborn?
No, last one.
You are lastborn of how
Last
many?
one of two.
Two.
Yeah, my big sister and myself.
Oh my, you're the only guy.
Yes, I'm on the.
Wow. How was growing up like?
It
Was
was.
it interesting?
It wasn't too interesting because tumeachana na my sister na 9 years.
Oh,
So you can imagine ukiwa class 1, high school, hatukutani.
Yeah.
But I thank God now she's my mother figure.
No, that's amazing.
We had our own fights and all that, but it was good.
It was good.
Yes, grew up in Nyeri. Tukakuja Nairobi 2008.
Okay. Did you all relocate to Nairobi or you were the one who needed to come to Nairobi?
No, my sister was already here.
Okay.
So ni mimi nilikuja, mama akaendelea na kazi Nairobi.
Wow.
No, Nyeri.
Nyeri.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Did you play a sport when you were growing up? What was primary life, secondary? What are your most fond memories of there?
Acting. Acting is always my best co-curricular activity. I remember even in high school I was awarded the best actor in provincial level.
Oh wow.
So pia saizi naweza kuwa nikifanya drama.
At the end of the show, we shall have that challenge taken. Lazima hapo kitu.
Yes.
So you really enjoyed the drama. Was it something that was within your family, or you just had seen it on TV, or you just was a talent you had?
I think it's a talent because I'm very outspoken.
Okay. And the voice.
Yeah, and I'm a people's person. I love the people. Excuse me.
Oh my God. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you have any health complications or any health challenges growing up?
Not at all.
Yeah,
Not at
none
all.
that
Ni
your
zile
mother
za
would
kawaida za
approach you.
maboy.
Zile tu,
Za
zile
maboy.
kuvunja kuanguka mguu, mkono, normal things, yeah?
Sijui umekatwa kucha ukienda dosi pararo. No, those umeigua huwezi kuja kusema kwanza zile siku za kufunga mnasema mimi nafunga na wewe leo. Ndio hiyo za tu za maboy, nothing much.
So you didn't have any complication whatsoever. So when did this then happen? At what point in your life did this C word happen to you?
You see, when I was in high school,
Yeah.
my mom started getting blood complications, and we really struggled with mom and her journey from 2008 to around 2011 when we laid her to rest. May her soul continue resting.
Oh yes.
And I think it's through that because it was a blood issue, and nobody came to really know what was hurting mom.
Okay.
And mom passed on 26th of May 2011 after an operation. And we laid mom 2nd of June, mom to rest 2nd of June 2011. And to some extent we started getting back to life at one point. Then come January, pop, 2012. Mimi sina damu ya kutosha.
How? Okay, before you got these blood issues, I just want to go back to the part that you said about your mom.
Yeah.
Before the 2008, was she unwell at any given
No,
point in time?
no.
So she had a good life. She
Yeah,
worked, she did proper
completely.
things.
Ni mashida tu kidogo
Nothing
kidogo.
major ever happened.
Nothing.
So it's not something you would. It just happened all of a
Yes,
sudden.
yes.
Okay.
And I remember I had come from school around April. Na kufika home napata nyumba imefungwa, curtains are closed. Then I asked my neighbors, hey, kwani mama ako wapi? That's when I'm told mom is in the hospital. She's admitted at Mathari Hospital. So those who know Nyeri, they know Mathari Hospital. And when I went there, that's when I got the whole history. Kumbe this to wait mama amesumbuka sana without my knowledge.
Without you knowing.
Yes.
Because now you are raised.
I'm in school
so
and
you
all
didn't
that.
have
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And it's amazing how much our parents go to the extent of just protecting us and shielding us.
Yes, of not knowing what
Of
they're
not
going
knowing
through.
what is happening.
Yes.
And so
yes, yes.
you're just grieving the process of grieving your mother and the loss of a mother, and that's so weighty.
Yeah.
And then now you turn out you don't have enough blood.
Yes.
Did you think it could have been probably grief?
You see, what happened apparently, I took a shower on a Friday and I got really tired. And you see, the whole thing of a shower is to rejuvenate you.
And
Yeah.
to make you relax.
Yes.
And to feel
Fresh and all that.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to sit on the toilet bowl, kupumzika. I was too tired.
Just from a shower?
Just from a shower.
Yeah.
That's where my journey began.
Okay.
And I called my dad, he told me, no, go to the hospital, get tested, then let me know what happens. Nikaenda hapo St. Francis Kasarani, wakanipima, wakaniambia my blood levels by then were at 7. Yet
That's
for a
very
man,
low
yes.
count.
Yeah.
For a man should be between what, 14 and 18?
Yeah, for a man, yeah.
Mm.
So, did you at any other point feel when your mom was before she went to be with the Lord, was it confirmed that she had cancer? It wasn't. So it wasn't even something that was in your
Yes,
mind,
yes.
and you could not have even thought about
About it, it was ilikuwa mbali sana na my
At this
fertility.
point in time, how old were you?
I'm like 21 or something.
So you don't need, it's not that something that could have been contributed by any other, like you had a major
Maybe lifestyle, alcohol,
and
cigarettes.
you know, yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe it's a big maybe. Hoja. Na nilimwona akipreach this.
He's a very nice preacher.
Yeah.
He's anointed.
Oh, it's so good. Because these things have a history.
Yes.
What came to mind first? So when you get to St. Francis,
Yes.
you get tested. Did they tell you anything? After the count is too low, what do they recommend?
They just gave me some drug and they told me they would want a bone marrow test.
Okay.
That I go to Lancet, Kenya to get a bone marrow test. So I called my dad, he told me it's Friday, I'm coming tomorrow, just wait for me, then we can go to hospital together. So on Saturday, my dad sends me to a blood specialist in town. I didn't find her, I came back home. Then on Sunday, I was too weak, I was pale. My hands were white,
Because
my
now the
legs were
blood,
white,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
And that's when he decided to take me to Nairobi Women's Hurlingham.
Mm.
Getting to Nairobi Women's, my blood count was 5.
Oh God.
Oh my.
So between
from
Friday and
two
Sunday, yeah, 2
hours,
pints
2
down.
pints down. Yeah.
And that's when the doctor said, no, we have to admit him and call a blood specialist.
Mm-hmm.
So I was admitted, nikaongezwa damu 5 points. A blood specialist came, akafanya bone marrow test hapa, wakatoa, akaenda na test, akaenda na samples. Then on Monday, that's when he confirmed that actually there is specks of blood cancer, but siko sure ni blood cancer gani.
Okay.
If I'm given an opportunity, you'd either go to South Africa or India for them to be sure what blood cancer it is.
Okay.
And this is in 2012.
2012.
So that means we don't even have enough knowledge at the time as a country
Yes.
of what exactly
Yes.
this means and
This
what it
means-
needs to be done. What came to your mind at
Oh,
first?
death.
Oh my.
Death.
You thought
You,
this
you
is
see,
it?
the problem is, not the problem. As I was, okay, arrangements were done by my family, I went to India. All this time I'm going to India, I didn't know what was taking me to India.
Oh.
They
so,
didn't tell you?
They didn't tell me.
So when the doctor actually confirmed that it was
A
as you
blood
said,
cancer,
a
yeah.
blood cancer, though he wasn't so sure.
Yes.
So your dad did not tell you.
Yes.
Nobody informed you
Nobody
about
told me.
anything.
How are they able to hide that from you? Did they tell you like a substitute of what you could be having?
Nothing.
Nothing.
And how are they planning for you to go to India? Were you not
Questioning-
inquisitive
yeah,
about it
questioning
to ask
it.
why am I traveling out?
You see, sometimes you see the trust a son or maybe a child has on a parent.
Is enough.
You know it's enough. My parents are making a good
The best
decision
decision.
for my behalf.
Yes.
So as I was going to India, I knew I'd be there for. My dad was like, "Ah, no, you're just going for some tests. 2 weeks, you should be back."
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good break. Let me go to India and come back.
Yeah.
Fly
And
home.
you know, just
Probably was your first flight.
Exactly, out of the country.
You're
yeah.
excited.
And you even have a passport now. So many things change. Did you when you were at the hospital, so because you didn't know anything, you didn't even have any questions to
No.
ask. So you just thought, I'm taking this trip, and then
Yes.
after this trip,
It's done.
It's done.
it's done.
I'm coming back after 2 weeks. Na maisha yangu yanaendelea.
And then kama kawaida.
And anyway, they say they're going to do some tests.
Yes,
So
the
then you
test.
get to India.
Wait, I get to India. Wacha nifanye test. Daktari anakuja, the Indian doctor.
Yes.
That we have confirmed his blood cancer. I'll tell you what blood cancer I
Who are you? Who ulisikia wapi?
Hey, ulisikia
It was
wapi?
that time
It was that time.
Ulisikia wapi?
Nani?
And I told him, you know what? He was called Doctor. He's called Dr. Shailesh. I told him, you know what? Just go. Let's talk about this thing tomorrow.
So
That's
actually,
when it hit me.
so when you're in South Africa, when you're in
India.
India, that's when the doctor actually confirmed. That is when you actually
Knew.
knew what
Exactly.
took you there.
And you see, the doctor knew I knew.
Oh, so the doctor came to give you the news as a confirmation.
As a confirmation.
Because the doctor knew you had the
Exactly.
speculation that
Yes.
we are thinking
Yeah.
that there's blood cancer.
Cancer.
So the doctor came to
Confirm.
confirm to you
At the time.
so that you rest. Not knowing you don't know.
Not
Yes.
knowing you have no copy
Yes, that thing.
So what
And you
did
see, all this time, there has been communication between the Kenyan hospital and the Indian
and the
hospital.
Indian hospital.
So
yes.
they are sending all these
The
samples
documents
and all that.
and all that.
Until we have confirmed. What confirmation? What
How
I
did you
told
respond?
Who and I?
Because I imagine at 21, and you have traveled, this is the first time you're traveling outside. Did you go with somebody or you
Yeah, I
went
went with my aunt.
So you went with your aunt?
My aunt knew.
Okay.
So nikikuja kupewa the results, she
Yes.
walked out of the room.
Because she knew you don't
Because
know.
she-
Yes.
So at 21, I'm trying to imagine a 21-year-old young man who is in a foreign land, in a foreign country, in a hospital, and is given this news.
Yeah.
How did you react?
Whoa. For real, it was death. I saw death. I saw death. I was like,
This is it.
this is the last chance. This is the last chance.
Did you think of, were you angry at the fact that your dad didn't tell you or your auntie didn't tell you? Were you even angry at the doctors in Kenya? Because anyway, if they had this speculation, why did they go?
Why did they tell you?
Because when you're 21, you're an adult.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
That
you should
didn't
be
bother
knowing.
me much. What bothered me much is I'm dying.
Okay.
My life is at the peak.
Yes.
You
You
know,
have
I
just
have
come,
things
just
to do.
started.
Exactly, the world to see. Hey, I was like, oh no, it can't be happening.
yeah.
Then now I remembered mom. We just laid mom to
So
rest.
you still have this grief.
My big sister, Namu Achananani.
Did you think of what to ask? Did you have a wish list?
By then, my wishes was I just want to live.
Okay.
I just
That
want
was
to
when
live.
you
Yeah, that was
started.
it.
And you
Yeah.
certainly
Oh, God has been faithful.
God is so faithful. Mentally, did this disturb you at that time?
When the news came, it really disturbed me. That night, it was a Tuesday night, it was a long night. It was a long night.
Yeah.
A lot of thoughts going through my head. How cancer is death?
Yeah.
How will I
Because you could,
overcome
it's
this?
cancer and death.
Yes.
You didn't think of the
Any between.
I didn't see anything in between, it's just death.
Were you questioning what's the cause? Were you questioning why me? And who were
The
you
why
directing?
me, the why me exactly.
Yeah.
The cause, I didn't care mostly about the cause.
You just-
But why me?
Yeah.
I was like, God, you just picked my mom.
Yeah.
We are only two.
Yes.
Why me now? So my sister is left with who? And
Were you directing these questions to somebody?
To God.
To God.
I didn't even want to talk to my auntie.
You were that angry.
Yeah. So I just went, my time, I remember that Tuesday night, I really cried.
Yeah.
And I was telling God, I just need that second shot in life.
Yeah.
I don't want anything else, just give me a second shot in life. And I don't know where peace came from,
Yeah.
because as the doctor was coming the other day on Wednesday, he told me, you know what, we're going to do this and this and this and this, chemotherapy, radiography, backbone injections. And I was saying, you know what, let's do this.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
found
go.
the strength.
Oh, let's go.
You were ready for it.
Yes, because I remembered my mom's, during my mom's Mashaka Mambolezi, there's a lady who preached and said, there are three types of A's. You accept, you adjust, and you accelerate.
I like that.
So I was like, the first chance I have to accept, I am in this situation.
Yes.
Then I
Yeah,
adjust. And after adjusting, I'm ready for
Twende
it.
tukienda.
Yes.
Accelerate.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
You accept,
Yes.
you adjust, you accelerate.
Yes. Talk to us about the treatment. How did the
Wow.
treatment go?
Sasa pale, wajua pale wale watu ni very open minded. Niliambiwa na treatiwa na kitu inaitwa German Protocol of 2002. German Protocol of 2000. This is a doctor now telling me.
Are they explaining this thing?
Yeah. Before they even start.
Okay.
So we are going to use German Protocol of 2002 that entails 4 sessions of chemotherapy, 8 sessions of backbone injections, and 11 sessions of radiography. Then also drugs and all that. Na tukaanza chemotherapy on Friday.
Okay.
So this is 2 days later.
Yeah, 2 days later.
From when you got the news.
Okay.
Tukaanza chemotherapy.
And did they tell you at what stage you are?
Yeah.
Or which stage were you at?
Stage 1. They got it very early. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So, and during the treatment, how did it affect you, especially with your family, finances? Because it's draining, and also with your friends, with the treatment. Because I know when you start the treatment, even your body is never the same again. So how did it affect you and your family and even the people around you? And were you doing the treatment here in Kenya or in India?
Okay, first on family, very supportive, because everyone came together for this course, and I was able to leave the country in a week's time.
That was one.
Yeah, at least people really came to give.
Yeah.
Then I left, and finances, it's really draining. It's really draining, and I thank God. It's not about finances.
Yes.
It's about Him, because there are people with money, but they're still dying.
Oh yes, that is very true.
So I really give it back to God. It was His case, so He had to deal with me.
Yes.
Then number 2, their friends that wrote me off, and when they heard it's cancer, they were like, Jamaa.
No, yeah.
Only one friend who stood with me throughout that time
And who is that friend?
is David Shukran.
Thank you, Shukrani.
Anaitwa Shukran.
Unaitwa Shukrani.
Asante.
Asante sana. We need friends like you in this life.
He really went around looking for blood. Nini, kujani mdonatia his own damu and all that. Yeah.
So you had this treatment in India or in Kenya?
No, the treatment was in India.
India. So
Yes.
you had now to extend your lengthy
Yes.
your stay.
I was to go there for 2 weeks. The doctor tells you might be here for 3 to 6 months.
How did that go? How long did you end up staying?
2.5 months.
In 2.5 months.
2.5
So
months.
you are asking for money. You're with your auntie. Your auntie never left you. So
Yes.
your life has also gone on hold
Yes.
for her to be with you. So for 2 months,
Yeah.
how was that like?
Okay, we stayed with my auntie for 1 month, and the treatment for 1 month was quite heavy. The chemotherapy really affects the blood cells. It doesn't know how to distinguish between cancer cells
And the good
and the good
cells.
cells.
Yeah.
So it kills mostly all cells. And I remember after my first session on Friday, when you do chemotherapy on Friday, you should do weekly on Friday.
On Friday.
But
You
now,
have to give time for
yes,
the blood
for the
to-
blood to come back and all. But now, after my first session, the second session will not be administered because the immunity was really low. They wouldn't administer another dose until now the blood cells come up. That means more time in the hospital, more money is being spent. I remember that Wednesday night, I told God, you came through for Paul and Silas at midnight.
Yeah.
This is my midnight. You have to come
You have to
through.
come through. In fact, I was to ask you, during this time of treatment, how did it affect your relationship with God? Or at this time, I'm sure you say like that night after the news you really cried. Of course, you know there was a supreme being.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't have a relationship, how did it affect you in believing in God and your trust in Him and all that?
It really brought me closer because I remember when I was told that the immunity is low, you can't administer another dose. I stood with Paul and Silas story when they were in prison, and I didn't sleep until midnight. And I told God, you came through for these 2 guys
At midnight.
This is my midnight.
You have to come.
You have to come.
There is no other option.
They came on Thursday, Marks, pimaed my blood samples. Zilikuwa huko juu.
Amen.
And they were like, no, we've never seen it.
This is new.
That's
And
amazing.
because God does not do the ordinary. He does the extraordinary.
So they say, let's wait and see how they behave. So Saturday ziko juu, Sunday ziko juu, Monday ziko juu.
And then they were ready to
Second session wakafanya Tuesday.
Nikafanya.
And the other 3 sessions zote Tuesday nikamaliza. Chemotherapy 4 weeks finished. Nywele yangu haikuanguka.
Amen.
So the
So
Indians
the
were saying,
Lord preserved your body. Amen.
so the Indians were saying, the African hair very hard.
Yes. Haitaki kuanguka.
Umekataje huko juu, umekataa.
Hey. But my veins collapsed, my nails darkened, but with time zimerudi.
And it is God. He restores.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is.
Him. He
That is the
restores.
doing of
So I want to, at this time, you know, when all this started, you were actually 21.
Yeah.
So hapo ndio unajua
Joto.
Joto. Kudate date. Did you have a girlfriend by then?
Oh yes.
And how
did that
how did she take the news, or how did you break the news, or how did your relationship go?
She was very supportive to date.
Oh,
Yeah, very
Nice.
supportive. Calling every day.
I don't want to assume that it's the one you ended up marrying.
Apparently no.
That lady
but
deserves-
that lady deserves an applause.
We respect you.
Yes, we respect you. Wherever you
Thank
are,
you.
respect.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for standing with.
And thank you for representing us the right way.
The
We
right
have
way,
been
yes.
misrepresented too often.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hata ukisikia shida unatoroka.
Thank you for
Thank you for staying.
representing us the right way.
But let me encourage guys. The will of God cannot take you where His grace will not sustain you.
Oh yes.
When I was in India, my auntie went to one of the Methodist churches and she gave her testimony that we are here for treatment and all that. Because me singetoka hospital,
Yeah.
singetoka home. And after that testimony, my youth huko walikuwa wanakuja na guitar. Mwanzo tuna worship kwa room.
Wow.
Sasa 1 month ikaisha nikiwa home, si nikaambiwa now you have to get an apartment. Utakuwa unakuja like an outpatient.
Yes.
That's more money. You are renting an
Your
apartment.
rent, your food.
God ni nani? Mara moja ile chacha kakuja niko na 3 bedroom apartment.
Amen.
Get one room.
Nipe ana kama Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Fully furnished. Na wapatia for free.
Yeah,
for the
good.
time that you'll be here.
That's good.
No, but you
That's good. That's great. That's great.
Alafu mseme kuna Yesu.
Yes.
So now after the duration that you were in India, then you came back
Yes.
here. When you came back here, did you continue with the treatment?
Yes. When I came back, I did radiation. Walikuwa wananichoma kichwa. That's when my hair went. Nywele ilianguka yote. That's when I knew all is vanity. One day I'm sleeping, nikiamka hii part yote ya nyuma sina nywele. Nikienda bafu venye unaoga kichwa yote inaanguka. So sometimes I even preserve my hair niishike hivi. I feel good about it. Because bado sijaenda kidogo. Nisikia vizuri example. Hii nywele inaweza grow tena.
Inaweza grow.
Yeah, so I finished my treatment in 2013 and to this far God has been very faithful.
Amen. And now that you're in a different phase, you're married, you have a child. Of course, there'll be more to come.
Acting last month.
Acting for now. But now, I want to know, of course, with whatever that is going on and the medical background of the C word, and having to know that it is hereditary and all that, do you have any fears that maybe one of your child, or do you have that fear?
Yes, to some extent, I have that fear. We've discussed with my wife. The doctor had mentioned it. It is a possibility. There is a possibility. Maybe one of our children will get. But with the faith I have, I believe that's all the inheritance.
They can inherit other things.
Yeah, but not
not
sickness.
that.
Not sickness. And I believe nilikata kata hiyo lineage ya cancer.
That is true. You're the one cutting the.
Yes.
You're turning it apart.
That foundation was broken.
Your story.
Tell me, how did you tell your wife? Have you had this conversation with your wife?
Oh, yes.
And how does that go? Because anyway, there is someone who probably would be going maybe a similar situation or something like that has come up, and you just don't know how to go about this conversation. How did that go?
You see, I told her even when we were dating, and we've gone to hospital with her a few times when I was doing my clinics now back here. So she knew, bearing in mind I wanted to share the rest of my life with her.
Yeah.
She needed to know what she was getting into.
Okay.
So from the word go, Sukujanga was like, oh, you lied.
Didn't tell me. This is not what I was telling them to. Mrs. Wambogo, asante sana. Asante sana. We need women like you.
Yeah, so she knows, she knew, tukaenda hosi naye mara kadhaa. And now we are here, parents of one.
Do you often go to clinics? Do you get checked? Are you on any medication? Are there any prescriptions that you probably need to eat this or do this? Are there any of that, or it is completely done?
Mimi nilimaliza hiyo story.
Kabisa.
Nilimaliza.
Kabisa.
So check up naenda tu za kawaida.
Za kawaida.
Like
kama mimi vile nimezoea.
Exactly.
Lakini hiyo maneno finished. Close chapter.
Kenye sikulangi ni mawe peke yake.
Hizi vitu zingine
Zote
zatua.
As long as it's consumable.
Yes.
Do you share this testimony often?
Yes, we even have a group where a cancer support system, where we talk about our life experiences, and especially when you're on hii journey, we really encourage them.
What is that one advice as we wind up because of course our time? What is that one advice you give to people who are out there who are victims? And also the people who are around these victims. What is that one advice?
Especially the caregivers.
The caregivers. And what is that one thing that really stood out for you during your journey? And that is one thing that we want people out there to know, even how to...
Number one, first and foremost, for caregivers, I really thank God for my family. They really stood by me.
Okay.
Even in those sessions where I felt that I don't want to eat, the vomiting sensation, the vomiting itself, they were always there to clean up. Don't give up. Don't give up on cancer. Not patience. Cancer, fighting, somebody going through the journey. Don't give up on them. Please be their biggest support system. Sometimes you don't want to eat. Maze tuelewe tu. As much as you're pushing us tuelewe.
It's what's going
on in your body. And especially I like what you're saying about caregivers, because caregivers can also, we who don't know what someone is going through, we completely neglect the caregivers. what is the mental state a caregiver is supposed to push forward? Because you see, you're responding
Yes.
to a system, to meds, to anger, to everything else. But a caregiver is in the outside. So what can you tell a caregiver mentally how to take absolutely care of themselves?
Number one is have the winning mentality.
Okay.
And that's one thing I realized with the doctors and the nurses in India.
Okay.
When they start a journey of treatment,
Yes.
their end goal is to win.
It's to win.
So as a caregiver, have that end goal. I will fight with this person until we win this battle.
It's a journey we are doing
Yes,
together.
yes.
Okay.
Especially my second mom, I really thank you. My two sisters, no, my three sisters, Faith, Carol, and Esther. Thank you. My dad, Philip. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much.
my wife, Asante Sana, Mrs. Wambugu Nancy. Thank you
Thank
for
you
the
so
support,
For the
even
support.
to date.
Yes.
You cannot give up on somebody going through this journey. The medication is crazy. The emotions are crazy. Sometimes you feel you're being pushed to eat, you don't want to eat, you're just vomiting and all that. But God is faithful.
God is faithful. So, Isaac, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming
Yes.
to grace this talk. We wouldn't have managed to do
To
it.
talk. And
Yeah.
actually, I want to give her just a few minutes to give someone hope.
Yes.
There could be someone who watches and probably their spouse is going through cancer, their child has gone through cancer, or someone they know has gone.
In
I
family.
personally have seen people who have gone through cancer, people who are very close to me and they went to be with the Lord, and probably I'm not able to even talk about it. You know, someone was a caregiver and the person left. You know, there's so much stigma, and I just want you to give them hope, to just reassure them. Having gone through it and still having a super relationship with God, I want to give you this chance. Just give someone hope.
Yeah.
Because there are people who are feeling so hopeless, or someone who's going through cancer right now, they're taking those meds and they are seeing pain. So I just want to take this moment to
Just encourage someone.
Just encourage someone. Yeah.
First and foremost is, it's not by mistake that you're going through the cancer journey.
Yeah.
God had already ordained it in your life.
Yeah.
And number two, your biggest support system is from God, because He is the author of your body. So He knows every organ and how He's organized it. So go back to your Creator. Let your hope be fully filled in Him. I stand as a testimony that you can go through it and you can make it. So keep hoping, keep fighting, and accept where you are. Then start adjusting to the drugs, to the foodstuffs, to the medication you're getting. Have a spirit to live. Actually, one thing I say, I got a spirit to live. I wanted to live.
And wanting to live.
Yes, you
And
have
wanting
got to live.
Yeah.
Yes.
For testing or going to see a doctor, what would you say? Where do you start? Because this is cancer month and people are like, I don't want to go and get those news and then my life paralyzes. So,
Afadhali julikane mapema.
Afadhali julikane.
Afadhali julikane mapema.
so you go.
Enda tuangaliwe where hizo needs zi accept, enda ulie for a few days, alafu sasa kuja upambane na
Because it
medication.
is normal.
It is normal.
to
It is
cry.
normal. And you know what? Cancer is not a death sentence.
It is not.
It is not.
I certainly believe so.
It's
It
not.
is not.
Because you are living a testimony.
Yes. Na nywele imerudi.
Na nywele imerudi.
Lazinyoza na kaka kidogo.
Okay, thank you so much. I want you to give a big thank you to anyone you would want to speak to,
Whoa.
especially those who you mentioned are giving support. And then you can wrap it up for us.
Okay. Number one, I'll start with my wife, Nancy. Thank you so much for the support system you've been in my life. And of course, our daughter, Zuri. Thank you also to my second mom, Florence, and my sisters. Faith, my big sister. Thank you for being a mother to me. And Carol and Esther, thank you for being the baby sisters that have really encouraged me in this journey. Over and above, to my whole family, to my dad. Buddha, maze na kulaf, nakupenda sana mzee. Na kwa hayo machache na warefu, tunamaliza namna gani?
Oh, Seme, if someone wants to get in touch with
Oh,
you,
yes.
you said you have a cancer support system, someone would want to just pray with them over the phone or just give them hope. You know, how would they get it?
Maze, feel free to contact me. You know, we are tested to become a testimony.
Yes.
So you can reach me through Mags, you can reach me through Wamaitha, or you can also reach me directly 0725 824 765.
We shall leave it on the description box for you.
Yes.
Yes.
I love to walk with you, to encourage you, and just to be a motivation that you can make it and it is not a death sentence.
Oh yes. You know what I've gotten from the whole of this discussion, and every day is a learning day. I have learned that you need to adjust, to accept, to adjust, and accelerate in all manners of your life. Thank you so much, Wambo.
Oh, thank you,
Oh,
madam.
thank
Thank
you.
you.